Kathleen. I teach Pilates classes and some other mind-body classes with the Siegel JCC. Welcome to our Wellness Summit 2020. And this is a guided meditation. So what I'd like for you to do is find a comfortable place to sit, to lie down, whatever is comfortable for you. You can sit in a chair. If you're in a chair, I would ask that you have some sort of support for your head so you can lean into the chair or into the wall. If you lie down on the floor, just lie in stillness. And I'll give us some guidance on lying down. If you're seated, no worries, you can relax through those parts of your body. I've got a little fireplace going behind me. We're in my living room. I have some scented candles burning, but I also have a dog nearby who has decided he's just going to dig a hole right through the floor. So if you've got some pets or some children running around, no worries. That's just part of life, and we're so blessed to have all those distractions and interruptions. Cody boy. So let's begin in a seated position. Even if you're going to remain there, or even if you're going to move to a lying down position, let's begin seated. So as we sit here, we want to rock back and forth and just kind of move into those sitting bones. I'm sitting with my knees bent and my ankles crossed. I want you to think about the very base of your spine. As you inhale, bring that breath right up the base of the spine, into the middle back, into the upper back, fill up your lungs. As you exhale, roll your shoulders down and away, bring the backs of the hands to the tops of your knees. Big breath in through your nose and exhale fully. If you feel like your mind is wandering, perhaps you haven't been able to center down yet, or perhaps you've just had a busy last couple of hours, or sometimes there's so much external noise that we just don't settle. So maybe make a spiral in the center of each palm, and then place the back of the hand on the tops of the knees. And once again, just find those bones that we sit on, those sitting bones. And then inhale deeply through the nose, lengthening through the spine, filling up the lungs. Exhale, roll your shoulders down and away. Just focus on that intentional breath, inhaling deeply through your nose, exhaling fully. Inhale deeply through your nose once more. As you exhale, feel your chin sink down to your chest. Think about those first 7 vertebrae of the spine. The first and second vertebrae, the atlas and the axis, they're responsible for just holding that skull on your spine. They hold your head up. They balance your head on your spinal column. Then you have the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth vertebrae. And then the 7th vertebrae of the neck is kind of that knobby one at the base of the neck, kind of into the shoulder region. You have discs between each of these vertebrae. And as you let your chin sink down to your chest, as you feel your head become heavy, you're sort of expanding those discs at the back of the neck and compressing those discs toward the front of the neck, toward the throat. Inhale deeply through your nose. As you exhale, gently rotate the right ear to the right shoulder. And then exhale, left ear, left shoulder. Exhale, right ear, right shoulder, and pause here. Hold the position, but don't hold your breath. Keep breathing, nice, deep, full breaths. Where are you feeling that stretch? You're feeling the stretch along the side of the neck down into the shoulder area on the left side. If you're ready, exhale, left ear, left shoulder, and you feel that stretch on the right side of the neck and shoulder. Stay present in this moment, regardless of any noises within your house, regardless of anything else. Slow things down. Let yourself stay with your breath voice. Inhale deeply through your nose. As you exhale, feel your chin sink down to your chest. As you inhale, take your eyes to the ceiling. Inhale, bring those eyes back into alignment, looking straight ahead. Big breath in through your nose. As you exhale, just gently turn to the left, kind of looking over that left shoulder. Again, you feel that nice stretch on the left side of the neck and shoulders. Inhale deeply through your nose. Exhale, little peek to the left. Inhale back to center. As you exhale, feel the right ear just drop to the right shoulder. And inhale up, lengthen. Exhale, left ear, left shoulder. And inhale up. Now I'm going to invite you to lie down on the floor. Before you go there, you want to have a comfortable place, whether it's carpeting or a thick towel or blanket. You want to have something to lie on. And then you want to fold something, like perhaps just like a throw blanket, and just kind of fold it into thirds so it's kind of, cylindrical in shape. And you'll place that under your knees. And just having that little bend in your knees causes us to passively tilt that pelvis, and then your low back rests comfortably on the floor or on the mat, and allows you to just kind of let go and be still and yet present and relaxed. We're just going to let things go. If the idea of relaxing tenses you up and gives you some stress, then don't think about it as relaxing. Just think about it as centering down and focusing on this breath, this inhalation breath, this exhalation breath. So I'm going to invite you to just move to a seated position on the floor. Scoop out through your belly, getting your body into a nice C shape. Move the hands to the backs of the thighs and lie all the way down on the floor or on your mat. I'm going to stay with you because I want you to be able to hear me. If I lie down on the floor, you probably won't be able to hear me. But we'll kind of angle this so that you can, if you choose to sit in a chair and look to the screen, you can kind of focus on the flames of the fire or the flames of the candle. If you're lying all the way down on the floor, or you're sitting in a comfortable chair, just kind of leaning back against the back of the chair, I want you to think about your body. I want you to think about your feet and your ankles and your knees and your hips I want you to think about all the muscle and adjacent soft tissue, just from the hips to the knees, to the ankles, to the feet. What happens if you give your toes just a little bit of a wiggle? Just wiggle those toes. Let's bring that awareness back up the length of the legs, into the hips, and then into the low back. Inhale deeply through your nose, imprinting that low back into your mat or into the floor. Just kind of tilting the pelvis a bit so that that low back is imprinting into the floor. As you exhale, hollow out your belly and let your belly sink into your spine. Think about your middle back. Your middle back is in contact with the floor. Your upper back is in contact with the floor. Your shoulder blades are touching the floor. Think about your arms, the length of your arms, your shoulder joint, your elbow, your wrist. I'd like for you to turn your palms to the ceiling. Now, if you have something like some discomfort in your wrist joint or elbows, or you have some sort of tendonitis, make that accommodation for you. But if you can rotate your palms to the ceiling, your shoulders are going to really like that move, and it's going to allow you to kind of relax through the shoulder joint. Then hopefully we can begin to relax the muscles of the neck and shoulders. Relaxing the muscles of the back of the neck and letting your head be heavy and still. Again, ideally, we don't want to shorten the neck and the back. We don't want to tilt the head up. We want to try and align the neck and the head with the rest of the spine. One way to accomplish that is to press the tongue into the roof of the mouth. And quite often that allows us to align the neck and head with the rest of the spine. And it also allows us to kind of tone up the muscles under our chin. If you're feeling a little tight in this position in your neck and shoulder muscles, just look to your right and look to your left, and then bring it back to center. Again, the goal here is for us to center down and just kind of let go. Let go of the external noise, let go of the internal noise, and just focus on this moment, this breath, this heartbeat. But if we can also kind of align the body, that would be great. But that's not our first priority. So inhale deeply through your nose, fill up your lungs. As you exhale, just kind of hollow out your belly and let your belly sink into your spine. Let's remain here for a few more breaths, just focusing on the intentional breath. Inhaling fully and exhaling fully. Each time you inhale, you're actively imprinting your low back into the mat. Each time you're exhaling, you're hollowing out your belly and letting your belly just sink into the spine. Inhale deeply through your nose. As you exhale, feel your body just sink a little bit deeper into the floor. Know that the floor sinks into the earth, and know that the earth is going to kind of cradle you and create a little nest around you, making it safe for you to just let go and focus on your own breath, your own heartbeat. There are many different ways that we can let ourselves center down. The method that I will use tonight is just kind of letting us get heavy and still. But you could also use a meditation where you become light as a feather, or you could do a chakra rainbow meditation. There are many different ways. The goal for each of us is to find the method that works most effectively for us. And for some of us, just the easiest thing is to focus on that breath. I'm going to ask you to imagine a wave of relaxation coming into your body and just sort of gathering up all of that stress and tension and pushing it up and up and up and eventually out of your body. So let's take our awareness, our focus to the very tips of our toes. I want you to allow that wave of relaxation to come in to the very tip of each of your toes. And it kind of enters and takes any sort of muscle tension, any sort of stress, and it pushes that tension out of your toes and into the foot. Kind of think of the wave and the froth on the crest of that wave, and bring that wave into the toes and then into the foot. Think about the ball of the foot, the arch, the heel. Let that wave kind of curve around and into the ankle. So you've taken that wave of relaxation through the length of the foot, and you've pushed all the stress and the tension right up into the crest of that wave, which is right there at your ankle. So that from the ankles down, your feet are heavy and still. And then you're going to allow that wave of relaxation to push up into the lower leg, pushing up through the front, through the shin, through the muscles on the outside of that lower leg, the muscles on the inside of the lower leg, and then those big muscles on the backs of the leg. Push that wave of relaxation right up into the knee, pulling all the stress and tension from the toes, from the foot, from the lower leg, up and into the knee, so that from the knees down, your legs, your feet are heavy and still. As you exhale, you just feel your feet, your lower legs just sinking into the floor and letting the floor sink into the earth. Your awareness moves back to that wave. That wave wants to push up into your thighs. So you push that wave of relaxation up into the thighs, into the big muscles on the tops of the thighs, those 4 quadricep muscles. You've got 2 that are stacked right on top of each other. And then you've got a strong muscle on the outside of the top of the thigh and another strong quadricep muscle on the inner thigh. You let those muscles get heavy and still. You think about those 3 hamstring muscles on the backs of the thighs, and you let those muscles get heavy and still. And that wave of relaxation pushes all the stress and tension up through those muscles and into that hip joint, and then pushes it across the body and into the muscles of the hip, those glute muscles, and into the low back. So that from the waist down, your body is heavy and still and sinking into the floor. Let things go. Focus on that breath. Inhale deeply through your nose and exhale fully. Your awareness is in your low back. You've got 5 vertebrae there, discs between each one. You actually have additional vertebrae. You have those 5 lumbar, but you have the fused vertebrae of the sacral region. So just let that whole lower portion of your spine become heavy and still. Push that wave of relaxation up into the middle back, pulling all the stress and tension from your low back, your middle back, up into the upper back, the shoulder blades, the shoulders. Let that wave of relaxation come over the tops of the shoulders and just let the muscles of the chest, those big pectoral muscles, become heavy. Let the breaths become heavy. Think about your ribs, how the ribs tie into the spinal column, how the ribs protect all the internal organs of the body, or many of the internal organs of the body. Think about your lungs. They're absolutely huge within our upper body. Slow down that breath. Make it more efficient. So as you inhale, you're filling up the lungs, you're slowing down your respiration. As you exhale, you're exhaling a greater volume of air, but you slowed it down. Inhale slowly, deeply, fully, and exhale slowly and fully, pushing all the air out of your lungs. Move that awareness to your heart. Slow down the beating of the heart. Allow the heart to move, to pump more efficiently. Push a greater volume of blood through the heart, slowing down the beat of the heart and making it work more efficiently. Think about your shoulders. Think about the base of the neck. Think about that midsection, the torso of the body. Just let everything be heavy and still. That wave of relaxation is right there at the top of your shoulders, at the base of your neck and throat. Your trunk, your midsection, your legs, your feet are heavy and still. You feel your body working more efficiently. You feel your mind, your body, your breath, all moving together, working together. And you know that wave of relaxation is still right there, ready to push out through your shoulders. So you've gathered up all the stress and tension from your toes, from your feet, from the lower legs, the thighs, from the low back, from the midsection of the body, from the middle back and upper back. Just take all that stress and tension and let that wave of relaxation push out through your shoulders, through your biceps, those big muscles on the upper arm, the triceps, the muscles on the underside or the back of the upper arm, out through your elbows, your forearms, out through the wrist, gathering up any stress and tension and leaving behind a sense of well-being, a sense of heaviness and stillness. Let that wave of relaxation push out into your hands, into your fingers and thumbs, right to the very tips of the fingers and thumbs, and then push all the stress and tension out of the body, leaving your fingers, your thumbs, your hands heavy and still, your wrists, your forearms, your ankles, your elbows, your upper arms, your shoulders. You've just let go and become heavy and still. From the neck down, the body is just sinking into the floor, sinking into the earth. You've got that little nest or a little cocoon around you, keeping everything warm and still and heavy. But you still have that little bit of the wave of relaxation right at the base of your neck. You're going to allow that wave to push up into the neck, into the front of the neck, the throat, all those muscles that we use for speaking and eating and breathing. Just let all those muscles relax. Think about the muscles along the sides of the neck. We have some muscles that run obliquely. We have some muscles that run up from the shoulders. Just allow those muscles along the sides of the neck to relax. Just let go. Let them become heavy and still. Let the muscles at the back of the neck, let them become heavy and still. We have so many spinal nerves right there close to the surface in our neck. Let them go. Let those vertebrae, those discs, all the muscles that connect each vertebrae to the one above it and below it, just let them all go and be heavy and still. Inhale deeply through your nose and exhale fully. You've pushed that wave of relaxation right up to the base of the skull. There's a ligament there. It's called the nuchal ligament. It's an attachment site for all these muscles of the neck and shoulders. Just let that ligament relax right at the base of the skull, and then push that wave of relaxation up along the crown of the head, relaxing each and every hair follicle, relaxing all the muscles of the scalp. Bring that wave of relaxation over the top of the head and into the forehead. All those muscles you use to furrow your brow, when you're curious, when you're upset. Let all those muscles of the forehead relax. Think about the muscles. Think about the temples. Sometimes when we have a headache, we kind of press into our temples. You can do that while you're lying in stillness. Just apply a little mental pressure to those temples. Let things go. Relax the muscles of the cheeks. Relax the muscles around the mouth. Relax the tongue. Relax the eyes. Let the eyes sink into the eye sockets. Let the eye sockets sink into the back of the head. Know that from the top of your head to the very tips of your toes, your body is heavy and still. Let your body sink into the floor. Let the floor sink into the earth. Let the earth build a nest around you and keep you safe and still. Move your awareness to your breath. Inhale deeply through your nose and exhale fully. Inhale deeply through your nose and exhale fully. Let's remain here for a bit, just focusing on that breath. Let your feet be heavy and still. Let your ankles be heavy and still. The lower leg, the knees, the thighs, the hip joints, the hips themselves. From the waist down, let your body sink into the floor. Sink into the earth. Let go of any stress or tension in your low back. Just center down. Let your middle back be heavy and still. This is where your spinal column ties in with your rib cage at the middle back. Usually that's the most stable part of your spine. Let your shoulder blades be heavy. Relax through the upper back, the shoulders themselves. Relax the muscles of the chest, the breasts. Let all the internal organs move efficiently. Focus on that breath. Focus on that heartbeat. Move that awareness to your shoulders. Let your shoulders let go. Just let them sink into the floor. Relax the upper arm. Relax the elbows and the forearm. Relax through the wrists and the hands and the fingers and thumbs. From the neck down, the body is heavy and still. You've relaxed the muscles of the throat as well. The muscles on the sides of the neck, the muscles at the back of the neck, the base of the skull. Your head is heavy. You've relaxed the muscles of the scalp, each and every hair follicle. Relax the muscles of the face, the muscles of the forehead, the cheeks, the muscles around the mouth. Let the eyes sink into your eye sockets. Let the eye sockets sink into the back of the head. And again, know that from the top of your head to the tips of your toes, your body is heavy and still and safe. The most important thing you can do is inhale deeply and exhale fully. We'll remain here for 3 more deep breaths. On this 4th inhalation breath, I want you to think about your toes. Just tighten up those toes. And as you exhale, release the toes. As you inhale this time, tighten up the fingers into a fist. And as you exhale, release and open up the hand. Inhale, just tighten up, kind of flexing the toes. And as you exhale, release the toes. Inhale, tighten up the fingers into a fist, just ball up the hand. Exhale, let it go. Once again, inhale with the toes, just flexing the toes. Exhale and let it go. Inhale, ball up the hand into a fist. Exhale and let it go. This time as you inhale, just focus on the breath. And as you exhale, feel your body become a little bit more heavy, a little bit more still. Do that again. Just inhale and exhale. This time as you inhale, tighten up the toes, tighten up the fingers. Exhale and release. Again, inhale, tighten up the fingers and the toes. Exhale and release. Third time, inhale and exhale. If you're lying on the floor, let's gently kind of roll to one side, draw up the knees toward the center of the body in a quasi-fetal position. When you're ready, let's roll to a seated position. If you're in a chair, just kind of sit up just a little bit taller. Let's bring the backs of the hands to the tops of the knees. If you're feeling like you want to remain seated in your chair, just kind of reclined, or you feel like you want to remain on the floor, do that, because that's what your body is calling you to do, your mind is calling you to do, and that's what you should do. Those of you who maybe have some other responsibilities and need to get up and move to that seated position, let's do that. Let's bring the backs of the hands to the tops of the knees. Let's take our index finger and our tall finger and just make a spiral in the center of each palm. Let's move our awareness to the center of our palm. Let's bring our mind, our breath, and our body all together. Take that deep breath in right up through the base of the spine, lengthening through the spine, filling up the lungs. Exhale, roll your shoulders down and away. Focus on that breath. Inhaling deeply and exhaling fully. Inhaling deeply and exhaling fully. This time as you inhale, let's bring those arms up, allowing us to fill up our lungs just a bit more. Exhale, push through your forearms, pushing all the air out of your lungs. Once more, big breath in, reach, stretch, fill up those lungs, and exhale. Third time, big breath in. Now you're going to keep your arms overhead, and you're going to gently grasp the forearm of one arm and give yourself a nice little side bend stretch. You're going to feel the stretch in the axilla, down the coastline of the body. Inhale up, grasp the other forearm, and just an easy side bend stretch. Inhale, bring both arms up. Exhale, once again, push through the forearms. Bring the hands to the heart. Drop your chin to your chest. Just inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Once more, big breath in through your nose. Exhale. The light in me bows to the light in you. I thank you so much for joining me here at the Wellness Summit, Building Resilience in 2020. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening.